Hi, I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Today we're here to look at the new Saber Recurve. It's new for 2017 and it replaces the old Saber. Now the Saber comes from the Saber compound bow. It's a cast riser and Martin fitted fiberglass limbs to it in various cam systems. They then superseded the bow, which left a whole bunch of cast risers left, and what they did with those is fitted recurve limbs to it and made a recurve. So in fact, Martin produced 4 recurve bows. They produced the Jaguar, which was the Jaguar compound, the Saber, which was the Saber compound, and the Panther, which was a specially built bow for the recurve market. Now the Saber comes with a riser, 2 limbs, 2 of these limb things. Now these fit into the riser like so. It comes with a bowstringer, little pads which fit on the limb. You've got to stick these onto the limb just there. It comes with limb bolts and a string. So we're going to put this together. It's not a particularly quick process, but it'll give you a rough idea of how long it takes. Now the riser itself weighs 3.4 pounds, which is quite a heavy riser, especially for a recurve. Most recurves are light and they don't weigh much. The Saber at 3.4 is going to put it at one of the heaviest recurves on the market. Now what that's going to give you is more stability when shooting because you're basically holding more weight. But it's not light, so if you're walking around in the field all day looking for that light recurve, this is not your bow. So it comes with these little things here. These fit into the riser like so. Now recurve bows with international fitting limbs are going to be quicker than these to put together. First off, I'm going to put these little backings on the back of the limb. So the advantage of this bow is obviously it's a metal riser, so you can fit all the standard compound bits to it. It's got the stabilizer hole, two positions there for standard rests. Now what's different about this to other ones, there's no hole drilled here for a cable guard. There's no hole drilled here for a rear, I think that was a rear string stop. Might have been a rear cable guard actually. They might have had 2 spots for the cable guard. Now fitting these little pads, it comes with little instructions there which are quite simple. They're just 2-sided pads, we just peel them off. Easier said than done. And stick them on the back of the limb. Like so. Now one of the questions with this bow is how long is the bow? And I saw various reports on this bow, and the string that comes with this bow is 64 inches. It's a 14 strand. Now a 64 inch bow, that's around the back of the limb, so the string will physically be shorter than 64. Even though the string says 64 inches, the string size will be around 61 inches. But when you order a string, you order it for a 64 inch bow. Right, now this is the tricky part. Now, theoretically, the top limb and the bottom limb are identical. So you grab your limb bolt, put it through like so. You've got a plastic washer, you put that through, and then it should just be a matter of screwing this. Comes with an Allen key, of screwing this together. Oh, that was easy. So that's the bottom limb done, or top limb. I actually put the top limb on the bottom. So the bow I've chosen here is 45 pounds. Now, one of the most common problems I get with recurves is what poundage bow do I buy? Now, the more you shoot, the stronger you'll get. So it's one of these things, if you start with a bow which is too light for you, you're not going to develop much strength and you're going to outgrow the bow. If the bow is too heavy for you, you may never grow into it unless you're committed to draw it back every day. And so 45 pound is the average poundage bow for hunting. So if you're intending to hunt with the bow, 45 pounds is the average. I think in many states it's illegal to hunt under 45 pounds with a recurve. Now, most target archers, and I'm talking Olympians, will shoot a bow between 45 and 50 pounds. And they're shooting 140, 150 arrows a day in competition. So now, the weight of this bow, it feels quite weighty. Now, this bow was actually used on the film The Arrow. And I'm trying to think of the actor who uses it. But it was used on the film Arrow, and you'll see it in there. In 2017, they've got a new finish. It's like black. Looks like fire through it. It's kind of cool. It's a nice looking bow with a deflex riser to make it a bit quicker. So moving the limbs forward. Price point on this bow, I actually don't know, but I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess it's around a $350 recurve without actually seeing the price on it. Now, because this bow was actually made as a compound bow, it's not made to shoot off the riser. So the riser is not curved, so it's not suitable for shooting off the riser. The other reason why it's not suitable for shooting straight off the riser, it's a cutaway. So it's cut in for a compound to give you clearance. So you must shoot a rest, something like this, which screws in. Now this rest comes with the bow and you just screw it in. The other options will be an NAP center flipper rest with a flipper on it, an NAP center rest, anything with a plunger button which has a flipper type system like the SF Velocity with a plunger button, Cavalier Superflight, Cavalier Free Flight, basically anything made for a recurve bow which holds the arrow from the side. Now, can you shoot a whisker biscuit with it? Yes, you can. Although when you shoot with fingers, the arrow comes out left to right, comes out shooting to the left. So generally you're looking for the arrow to be contained on the right hand side of the bow and to have free access on the left hand. So while you can shoot a whisker biscuit with this bow, I wouldn't. I would shoot something nice and simple. Now, screwing this rest in to this riser is a painful process. I mean, it's easy to do, it's just quite painful on your fingers to do it. It's got the standard spots here for a sight, which is nice, and I find a lot of people who buy this bow will shoot like a 2 or 3 pin hunting sight with it, and will shoot quite well. Now, after I've finally put this arrow rest through the riser, we're going to take it on the range and have a shot with it and see how it shoots. So I'll give my fingers a break and we'll see you on the shooting range. Okay, so we're here to shoot the Hann Saber. Now I've put the arrow rest in. I used a pair of pliers to help put that on. I fitted the string to the bow. Always use a bowstring to do that. I fitted some knocking points to the string at 90 degrees to the arrow, and we're ready to shoot. Now, a couple of quick things. Just put those down. The arrow should be down the center of the bow, slightly pointing out to the left to encourage the arrow to move away from the riser. The spine of arrows is critical. If you're buying arrows, make sure you get the right ones because they've got to flex away from the bow. If they flex too much, you're going to get too much kick. If they don't flex enough, you're going to get the arrow striking the bow as you shoot the bow. So it's very critical to get the arrows right. Now these arrows are not right. They're just the first ones I grabbed. Just because I want to have a feel of how this bow is. So we're going to draw this bow back. Now, that feels pretty feels pretty solid all the way through. So if I'm drawing this back, it's going to start stacking around there, around 30 inches, so it's pretty smooth up to that point. The limbs look fine. I think Martin's polished up their limbs. They were, to me, probably looked a bit rough a few years ago, but these look quite fine now. So now it's got these little rubber dampeners here to absorb vibration. It's got a fair bit of weight in this bow, so I expect this bow to feel pretty good to shoot. Now I'm going to shoot this without sights. It's pretty quiet. Let's grab another arrow. Now the weight of it, because the bow is physically quite heavy, you don't feel a lot of vibration because the bow is so heavy. Now the balance of the bow just rolls forward in your hand. So even without a stabilizer, the balance on this is really good. It just rolls forward. So a lot of recurves will roll backwards. The grip on this, it's a compound grip from the old compound riser. Feels comfortable. Overall, I really like the bow. I think the weight concern for me is the bow is heavier than most recurves, but that makes the bow feel better than most recurves to shoot. So it's this, you trade one point for another. Something light, like the wooden recurves, are going to have more shock involved, but they're lighter to be walking around the course with. Yeah. That's the Hann Saber, that side and that side. Overall, I think it's a pretty nice little bow, nice little recurve. More than happy to put a set of hunting sights on it. Or just shoot at bare bow. It's quite a nice little bow for the price, and check the price on it, but it should definitely be in the cheaper end of town, guessing around $350, but check out the price on it. I'm Stephen Hann from Archery Supplies. Enjoy your archery. If you're interested in traditional archery and looking for a hunting recurve, check out the Hann Saber. It looks pretty cool, and on a archery range, looking good is basically half the game. Shooting good's an option. Thank you. Bye.